So I've got just about 15, 16 more pages left to go and see you in hell. And then I'm done for all intents and purposes. Except I'm not done. I've been releasing each chapter in my Patreon store for members, and members get it free. But I need to do covers for all those still. I have to start getting all the pages ready for print. Print production, which won't take long, thankfully. But I need to go in and bitmap all my black line work so it's nice and crisp. The colors I'm not so worried about. Color singular. And then I have to start laying it all out in InDesign. I have to decide whether I want to even attempt to do a Kickstarter, or if I should send this on to a few publishers. I'm leaning more towards publishers, just with the fact that I'm going to be with a newborn starting next week, and which is exciting. But there's all this other work that goes into making a comic other than making the comic, and it's planning out the little things like cover design, what goes on in the front and back matter, the end flaps, all the little things that it takes to make the book a book. So the work is never really quite done, and sometimes that process can take up to a year after you're actually done with the comic. So it just depends, especially if I'm working with a publisher. It could be at least 12 to 18 months before it's released to the public. As it is now, even if it was just me doing it, I'm expecting it'll be at the earliest 6 to 8 months, since it's a little bit easier for me to handle one book. Theoretically, a publisher's a machine. They know what they're doing. So there's that. And then it's also planning the next thing, getting the next thing going. And I've got two things that I'm actually working on. I got kind of inspired this week on another idea that would be exclusive to Patreon, doing a monthly Sunday comic. So just like almost like a Sunday strip. And then the next comic I'm going to be doing, the next graphic novel I'm going to be doing, which will be serialized into 12 issues. And yeah, just there's a lot of work. There's one thing I learned from doing See You in Hell is I needed to plan those covers ahead of time. I'm behind 3 covers. Yeah, I have issue 6, issue 7, and I'm working on issue 8 right now, but I need to get covers done for issues 6 and 7. Those should have been out a while ago. And I just collect them as PDFs to download off my Patreon store. You can buy them, or if you're a member, you get them for free. And yeah, it's never really over. By the time I actually am holding See You in Hell in my hands as a physical book, it'll have been long done. So, just because you're finished with making something doesn't mean you're actually finished. And that's okay. It gives me a chance to go back and kind of relive through some of it. I'm looking at the pages right now, and there's a lot of good stuff. I'm very happy with this book. For years the focus was on what happens next in the story. Uh, Now the focus is what happens to the book. Um, I'm going to need to do some editing. Just little things, continuity stuff here and there. I've noticed some character design just needs to be updated slightly. Nothing major. I drew one character slightly different earlier on than I did later. So now that I'm finishing the book, and now my job is to make sure that the book exists in the world, um, which is going to be a task in and of itself.